Hi everyone, this is Christian with Storm Equipment. Today we are looking at the 83013 Standard Edge. First we're going to talk about the machine for this plow. The best machine to fit on this plow is a 10,000 to 12,000 pound machine. That could be a Cat 906 like is pictured here, or even like a 95, 99 horsepower compact track loader. The biggest thing is we want the correct weight to get the best performance out of this plow. Also, talking about the machine, you absolutely have to have a third function hydraulic kit. It is a hydraulic wing plow, so we need the machine to have a third function valve. The third function valve provides hydraulic capacity to the plow for the moldboard angle and the wing angles. Also with the hydraulic, you need front electric to divert the flow to the corresponding wings or the moldboard. Some units will come with factory OEM front electric, which we can tie into and use the factory OEM electric. If your machine does not have front electric, that's okay. Storm Equipment, we provide numerous options for front electric. But the hydraulics is a must. You need a third function hydraulic valve for a hydraulic wing plow. Now let's get into the plow. An 83013 Standard Edge. Those numbers, 8 is how wide the moldboard is, 8 feet wide. 30 is how tall it is in inches. And then 13 is the full width when you have both wings straight out. So an 83013, this is actually 13 feet when it's at its widest. That's doing that with two 2.5 foot wings. Let's take a look at the moldboard. On the moldboards of your Metal Pless plows, you'll have this unique design that will give you an absolute mountain of snow in front of your push. With the moldboard, you can angle this moldboard and windrow on demand. You don't have the wings tied in to the moldboard function, so you can independently move the moldboard and the wings. Below the moldboard, you will see the standard cutting edge. This is an 8-foot moldboard, so we have two 4-foot pieces of steel for the cutting edge that are interchangeable. The standard cutting edge, if it hits an obstacle, it will trip and reset, getting you back to plowing snow. There is no reset, there is nothing you need to do. They are metal springs that will reset the edge so you can continue to plow in your accounts. Let's take a look at the wings. Looking at the wings of this 83013, we have a 2.5 foot wing. As mentioned earlier, we have independent wing control. So if you go into an account, and let's say you have two parked cars next to each other, but you have to fold both of your wings back to get in between those obstacles and back drag out, you can do that. You don't have to wait for the plow to cycle through different configurations. You have independent control on that account, resulting in less time wasted and more efficiency on your accounts. Also, if you are traveling from account to account, in this example, if you have to roll the machine, instead of being 13, you can fold the wings all the way forward or all the way back and be down to 8 feet for easier transport between your accounts. On the wing as well, this is a standard edge, so you do have the standard abrasion shoe here. The toe and the heel of this wing, the toe and the heel, do have movement up and down to help contour to those uneven accounts. Something nice about the standard edge and all hydraulic wing plows is there is a built-in cushion valve for these wings. So let's say you had a soft angle on your plow and unfortunately you hit a light pole or some sturdy object. If that hits the wing, the plow will open up under pressure. That is done by the sophisticated hydraulic system of a Metal Pless plow. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at that hydraulic system. We are going to look at the cushion valve and the throttle valve. The throttle valve will give the operator customizable wing speed. So with that throttle valve, it does control how much oil goes to each wing, resulting in how fast that wing moves, giving every operator the ability to work at their own pace. Newer guys versus veterans, you can start off the newer guys with slower wing movement until they're comfortable and you can open that up. There is a set nut on that throttle valve to lock in that speed so it doesn't adjust or change over time. and also the cushion valve. As mentioned earlier, the cushion valve does help protect the plow. If an obstacle is struck, the wing will open up under pressure. Adversely, over time, if your wing starts to open up when you're pushing snow, this cushion valve can be adjusted to prevent premature opening of your wings. Let's take a look. On the hydraulic system of a Metal Pless hydraulic wing plow, you will see the throttle valve and a cushion valve, one on each side for each wing. Starting with the throttle valve, this is how you control how fast your wing moves. If this is tightened all the way down, there is no oil flow from the loader to the wing. So we want to make sure that this is open so there is a safe speed of operation with your wing. Once you have found that safe set for wing operation, there is a set nut behind here to tighten. So over time, the throttle valve doesn't loosen or tighten, changing your wing speed. Next to the throttle valve is the cushion valve. This cushion valve is designed where if the wing were to hit an obstacle, that the wing will open up under pressure. If this is ever needed to be adjusted, there's a cap that comes off, and with a flathead screwdriver underneath this cap, you twist and tighten the cushion valve. If you tightened this cushion valve with one turn, it is 400 pounds of pressure. The thing to keep in mind is if you set one side of the cushion valve, you have to set the other side. Once again, if you tighten the cushion valve, you need to tighten the inflow and the outflow of the cushion valve for desired operation. We do not want to over tighten these because we would rather have the wing open up under pressure versus not letting the oil bypass back to tank and opening up the wing. Now looking at the quick attach of this machine. This 83013 standard edge is equipped with a skid steer quick attach, also called a QASS, on this 906. This will be very popular on 906s, 908s, and skid steers obviously. But if your 906 does not come with a skid steer quick attach, it comes with IT28 hooks or other hooks, you can convert this to hooks. We do have the parts in stock. We do have most common hooks in stock. So what would happen? You do not have to change your machine. We can change the plow to fit your hooks. Now let's look at how to know that this 83013 is level when you're using it. On each wing, you'll see these red indicators. Those are your level indicators. You want to make sure those red indicators are straight up and down, so you are running the plow flat with the ground. If you have too much pitch forward or too much pitch back, you will have uneven wear on your shoes and edges. In the center here, we get this question a lot. This is not a level indicator. This is a slip hitch indicator. So what that means, it is the correct down pressure and pitch of your moldboard. So in your accounts, if you have an incline or decline, that plow can move and contour to your accounts. Let's take a look at the electrical and hydraulic system that I mentioned earlier. Looking at the hydraulics and the electric for this Cat 906 or any machine, we have the hydraulic lines come down into the diverter block. Then it has a choice, or the operator has a choice. Do you want the oil to go to the angle function or the left or right wing function? How we do this is with a diverter valve. So in the cab with that third function valve, you have your on-demand hydraulics. When there is no electrical switch pressed inside the cab, in this example it's a rocker switch, let's say. It is a 3-position rocker switch. So if that switch is in the middle and you give it a hydraulic flow, oil will come from the machine down to the diverter block and then down to the angle function. Now if we would like to move our left wing, we would click, using our electric, we would click the left side of that rocker switch to activate the diverter valve, and then when the oil comes to the diverter block, it will be diverted to the wing. Same thing is true for the other side. So in a rocker switch scenario, you can have that rocker switch set up so when it's clicked to the left or the right, that'll indicate wings. If it's in the center, it'll be the moldboard. At Storm Equipment, we have other options. We have 2-button momentary switches that are joystick mounted. We have ones that can be zip tied like the push harness onto any existing loader joystick, or we even have a foot switch that you can use for any operator. Whatever your preference is, the electric doesn't change the price of the plow. We just want the operators to have the most ergonomic option best for them. With the correct manipulation of this plow, you can go into any of account and be in and out in record time. This efficiency, if you match the correct size loader to the correct plow, you will double your efficiency. That can mean being able to do more lots with the existing inventory or existing fleet of loaders that you have, or it could mean if you have a harder time finding operators, you would need less operators with this setup. The more efficiency, the less operators you need, or the more accounts you can go out and get. But pairing the machines is vital for this. You want the correct size loader or machine with the correct size plow. That way you can eliminate 2 pusher boxes, 4 trucks. The efficiencies are endless with a hydraulic wing plow. Finally, let's take a look at the QR code system. On the back of every Metal Pless plow purchased through Storm Equipment, we have a unique QR code on the back of each model. That QR code is a quick link that will pull up the common parts for that model. For this 83013 Standard Edge, you would scan that code and you would be brought to cylinders, springs, abrasion shoes, cutting edges, wiring harnesses, anything you need that is common on an 83013 Standard Edge. You scan that code, the parts will pull up. You will then have a picture of the parts book on where that goes. We have dimensions of the parts just to ensure that you have the correct parts. From there, you can add to your cart and check out on our online store and get them shipped to you. This has been an in-depth look at the 83013 Standard Edge. Please, if I missed something, do not hesitate to ask questions, give us a call. We are here to help you push you through the storm. Thank you.